3000 and your transponder stays on while it's indenting and then shuts off. You need to put it in altitude mode. Ident and altitude are two different things. You need to turn the transponder fully on into altitude mode, mode C, and just leave it like that, and that'll be good. But as soon as it finished identing, it cut off.
Hey everybody, hope everybody's doing well. On a flight here on Pilotedge in my 733 sim, one from Las Vegas to Santa Barbara.
It may be either, it may say on, or it may say TA or TARA or RA, depending on if you have TCAS. There it is. It's coming up now. Thank you.
And you can hear the ATC in the background. Pilotedge does a great job.
Verde Hotel Seattle.
So right now, we're set up. I'm on heading mode, and see it's selected here, and shows active here. Vorlock is in standby, and we're going to be intercepting the 213 radio. And in fact, I just missed it. Now you can see Vorlock is active, and we're intercepting our course down here. You can see the CI needle starting to center. So I'm going to go ahead and bug up here on my heading mode. And we're intercepting the course that is programmed for McCarran 4 departure out of Las Vegas. CP flight, MCP.
Cedar 216, lost ground.
Let's go ahead and check our gen buses, make sure they're good, yep. And we'll check
Cedar 216, runway 1 right, taxi via Sierra Delta.
It's all good.
2 right at Delta.
Cabin altitude's good. Fuel tank. I have the dual brightness working on the crossfeed, and you'll see it'll go from bright to dim like it's supposed to. Really easy to set up with the pulse width modulation on the 10Z.
You too is here.
Got the SIVA working back here. That's my INS, old school. Got the PAX gauges working now. And we also have this interface, and these actually work and control the same thing in the sim. Pretty cool. We're flying slant alpha today, which means the CDU is not being used, so we can ignore it. I'm doing VOR to VOR navigation, which is what I like to do. Set our airspeed up here to we're at our cruise altitude at 28,000 feet. We got our speed set to 7.4 Mach 0.74. And I have auto throttle.
R22 Whiskey, cross
Holding the throttle.
4,000 feet VOR Alpha approach. Expect circle runway 29er.
Here's a look at the desert en route from Vegas to Santa Barbara. It's XP2 GPS. It's ortho scenery basically. As long as I brought up, I can't remember for sure what it was. But here we can see we have, this is the Boulder VOR, this is the Hector VOR, and we have, you can see number 2 is set to Hector, and the force deviation indicator is just a little to the left. That's for the number 2 radio. And I have number 1, we're from the Boulder VOR, and it's, sorry, number 44.7, you can see it counting up. Same thing here on the RMI. We got a little slow on the climb out. I was busy filming, not sure what happened there, but we're picking up our speed now. So you'll see this should be about 2.5 degrees. We're at 5. We're a little bit of a nose high pitch right now. It's because we're a little slow, but we're building up speed. Don't know what happened there. I wasn't paying attention. Everything's working here on the primary and secondary side. Yeah. see how much fuel we use. By hitting this switch here, it'll show fuel used, 1.78, 1.79 so far. Got our oil pressure, oil temp, vibration, oil quantity. Oil quantity test, which is right here. If I push it, see it, it'll go down like it's supposed to. And back here in the back, we got our transponder, our digital radios for comm, old school radios for nav, our ACPs, which do function. I can control the volume through the proper volume knob when I'm talking on Pilotedge.
Alpha, Ontario ground way, make your call.
Our co-pilot's gone. We're flying solo today in the 737. It's alright, we can handle it.
Contact clearance delivery.
You notice our speed's back up to where it should be now, and if you look here, we're about 2.5 degrees right where it should be. So our attitude is correct now. Speed's looking good. So we got 49 miles to Hector, and then Hector will make a slight right turn to direct Palmdale. Get that set up and standby here, so we go 114.5. That's set up. I'm gonna go ahead and get this, and we're gonna switch to so we got switched to Palmdale, so it's now active. This one is not active, that's why the bar's through it. As you can see up here, we're now 118.4 miles to Palmdale VOR and 44 miles to Hector,
What's your navigation settings?
which I have Hector dialed in here now. I'll go ahead and put Palmdale on standby on this one. So we got our radio set, and Fillmore I think is 112.5. I'm going to double check that one. So it's VOR to VOR navigation, basic airmanship.
Maintain 3,000. Departure frequency.
So you can see we got dialed in here. We have the 212 radio set, which is indicated here, and we're centered on that radio. And this shows us the single arrow here is VOR 1, and we're flying straight to it. And then Palmdale, like I said, we had to make a slight right turn to intercept it, and you can see it's slightly to the right of our current heading, as it should be, so it's all good. We're on boardlock mode, MCP speed, and we're in cruise mode. And I do have this working where you can do the test, test function, test all the indicators. Kind of cool. Eventually we're going to work on getting this set up for our radar. We'll get the radar displayed here for the weather radar. We'll get the information from the X-plane. And also eventually I'm hoping IXEG will allow us to pull the data from the navigation display. We'll get our traffic and route shown on this as well, and terrain. All these buttons are still hooked up, are still there, so I can hook them up and make them functional once we get that information from the IXEG via the data refs. I'm sure Tom won't see this, but he's the lead guy for IXEG. I gave him a static about this because if you hit the attendant button,
you never entered the Charlie airspace.
I said once we're off the ground, we don't need that pop-up window coming up. It's kind of funny anyways. I said we need to stop that. But I like calling the attendant. I'm going to hook that up so I can call the girlfriend, tell her to bring me a drink. Everything in the cockpit is real other than the MCP. That's from CP Flight. Excuse me.
That was a question. I asked you twice. You never entered the Charlie airspace. Are you wanting us to contact the tower?
Yeah, and I need to update my nav data. You guys can cut on me for that. My nav data is way out of date. I need to get on Navigraph and get that updated. I do have the proper nav data over on my 4Flight, which I don't use it to navigate. In fact, it's not even showing right now. I don't even know where my plane is. I'm just using it like I would, like in a real plane where you wouldn't have it. Just view outside. 2 TVs. This is what it looks like if you hide the seam of the TVs in the center post. Pretty convincing. It looks good in person.
Grade 085 is on beach ground. Stay good in your step.
Kind of zoom back a little bit here. And I have it set up to where I can play music. I have this plug here. Plug into the iPhone or my iPad. I can control the music volume through this volume knob here. So when I need to communicate, I turn it down. When I'm not communicating, I can turn it up. Works out pretty good. Alright, I think I'm going to stop the video here, and maybe we'll catch it here on the descent. I don't have I need to get a holder for my phone so I can have this phone mounted, or a tripod, and set it down so you guys can watch and I can land. But when I'm flying by myself, I can't hold the phone and land. So this will be it for now. Just want to check in with everybody. Hope everybody's doing well. Take care. Peace.